Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Allen Family Firewood. I won.
No, you didn't.
Well, close enough. I still got my hair, don't I?
Temporarily.
Well,
I caved and gave him a week. It was a compromise. It wasn't a win by any means.
it's cold out.
Yeah, we've got a week of really frigid temps. Single digits. It's just not nice out here. So I kind of felt sorry for the Wolfman. And
can I put my hat back on now?
Go ahead.
Gosh, it's chilly out here.
I was tired of listening to his crying, so I gave him a week. Once the temps start warming back up, it's chop chop.
I won't cry. You shave it off. I'm going to put a dead animal on my head. Then I'll stay warm.
Whatever you need to do.
But anyway, you guys, we're going to saw some 2x4s today on the mill. But we thought we'd take a second or two here, or even a few minutes, and talk about this mill a little bit. I don't think we've ever really done that.
Not in detail. I mean,
no.
The major thing is that it was like one of the best investments we've ever made.
It's in the top 3. I mean, I think the wood splitter's hands down the best investment we ever made, because that upped our production. Huge.
And we have to include the tractor, because that was a must.
Well, yeah.
Have to have it.
I've always had a tractor. I wouldn't be without one of them, so.
Yeah.
But the mill is, I mean, this thing, it's worked great, and I don't think I'd want to be without it. But
no. But definitely, buying this, it just made sense.
Yeah. Because we get all our logs for free, you guys. I mean, there's 2 stacks. There's a whole nother stack beyond this one. There's probably 10,000 feet there of pine and hemlock. I mean, at $1.25 a board foot, I mean, you guys do the math. That's a lot of money once it's all sawed into lumber.
Sure is.
Yeah. So I mean, it just works.
And the reason we went with the Woodmiser LT15 wide is because it can take up to a 36-inch wide log.
And we get big logs like this, you guys. It'd be bigger than that too. I mean, that thing's probably only maybe 26 inches across, but we get a lot of 36-inch or even up to 40-inch round logs. So having those great big logs enabled us to saw nice wide lumber. And with wide lumber, you guys, like down here, 16-inch, 18-inch, 20-inch lumber, that brings premium price. I mean, a whole lot more than what you're going to get for regular lumber. I mean, regular lumber is $1.25 a foot, and you can get 30 to 40% more for the really wide pine boards.
And that would be so much more to buy in a lumber store if you can even find those
you're not going to find 18-inch wide stuff at a Lowe's.
It's really a specialty type board, so they sell as fast as we can post them. So
yeah, even green, right fresh off the mill. You put an ad on Facebook, and bang, within a day you've got all kinds of calls, and the stuff, it's gone.
So that creates more revenue just by being able to sell the wide lumber.
Sure does.
So in addition to being able to make extra money by selling the lumber, probably the biggest advantage is the majority of the lumber that we saw is used right here in the Woodyard.
Yeah, if we had to go and buy all this lumber, holy smokes, we'd be broke.
That would cost a fortune for what
I don't think anybody could afford to build these pallets if you were going to a home improvement place and buying the lumber.
No, it wouldn't be practical. We use so much lumber.
And because we make our own lumber, guys, it's kind of a no-brainer to build our own custom pallets. I mean, why wouldn't we? I mean, you're getting the logs for nothing. We got the mill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a no-brainer, and it saves us a lot right there.
I mean, if we got the IBC totes free, it would be a lot easier to use those, obviously.
No question about it. If you got free IBC totes, I mean, these are slick because they hold half a cord.
Right.
And an IBC tote holds, what, 1/3 of a cord if you stack it.
Quarter.
And 1/4 of a cord if you just loose throw it. But these will hold a half a cord, and
I mean, it really makes it nice because as far as storing the wood, moving it around the yard
Yeah,
and stuff. I
yeah.
mean, we know these hold a half a cord, and when you dump them into the trailer to go make deliveries, you know, if somebody wants a cord of wood, we know that's 2 pallets.
Right.
And it's just an easy way to calculate it.
Just pick up a pallet and go dump it into the trailer. And I see that's catching on. Guys are using chains and they're cutting out the front of the IBC totes now. There's been all kinds of videos on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that works great. If you're getting them for free, why wouldn't you? Because,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's 40 board feet in one of these pallets. If you had to go to Lowe's and buy the lumber for this, oh my, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but even going to another sawmill, 40 board feet at $1.25 a board foot, that's a $50 bill just for the lumber.
Right.
Time you add on the steel brackets, the nuts, the bolts, the nails, the ropes going across, yeah, you're getting into the same kind of money as an IBC tote costs around here. So,
and it's, you know, it is a lot of work and time is money. But once we've got them, and you know, it's basically just repairing them as we need to going forward. But once we have them, it'll be a whole easier show.
There's a little bit more maintenance with these than the IBC totes. You gotta put the oil to them and whatnot, but.
Sometimes a board will get broken. We got to repair that, but
it does happen. There's a stack of them right there.
But we're getting pretty low on the pallets.
And well, I mean, there's a good stack of the older ones behind you, and the older ones are exactly 4 feet, and we use those just to put the uglies on because they don't need a big air gap in between. But the new ones are 4'4", and there's a 4-inch air gap. A 2-inch air gap in between each row, just so it helps it dry better. And we're down to 4 of them, so
we better get sawing some more.
Yeah, I think we better go get that mill fired up and start making some 2x4s and boards.
Yeah.
4 pallets, that's only 2 cord of wood. That ain't going to get us very far at all.
No, that's not going to cut the mustard.
No, we fill that in a day. So let's get over the mill and get things running.
Yeah, we also wanted to mention too at the end of the video, we're going to put the clip in on the kiln. We've been keeping the fire going in there constantly today, and we'll update you with that at the end. But we got to get sawing.
Got to be done. Can't always be cutting and splitting.
Can't.
No, as much as I'd rather.
All right.
All right, you guys, we got things warmed up and running here, so we're going to get after it. I'm going to do things a little bit different, and it's something I haven't never done on the sawmill, so let's see if you guys notice. I think it's cold enough, so I don't know. We're going to try it. Well, there, that was a good test. How many of you guys noticed what I did different that time? In case you didn't notice, there's no jug up top here for lubrication. My thought was the log's frozen, and the heat that it does create going through is going to make enough juice to keep that blade lubricated. So my biggest concern was the blade didn't get overheated and it didn't pitch up. Now granted, we were doing hemlock, which that'll pitch up a blade too in the summer, but that blade's clean as a whistle and ice cold. So I think we're good without using any lube. It sure makes the sawdust come out the back side a lot easier, because if you put too much juice with it for lube, it plugs up the sawdust chute in this mill, and every half an hour, 20 minutes or so, you got to get in there and dig it out. So that's never any fun, having to stop in the middle and do that. But so this was kind of a test, and I'm happy with it. We're going to saw the rest of the day with no lube. I don't see the harm it can cause. So yeah, let's go get another log. All right, you guys, I got the third log on here, and that's going to be the last one that we saw out for 2x4s, because that's going to give me plenty of 2x4s to make at least 20 pallets. But when you're sitting here sawing, it gives you time to think about things, and I got thinking of another thing that we could be doing with this sawmill. I see that there's a lot of construction outfits in this area, and they're all busy. And they all use grade stakes. Now we all do firewood, so we all have sticks of wood that might not make a log because they're not 8 or 10 feet long. They might only be 4 or 5 feet long. But I don't see why we couldn't put a 4-foot log on this of oak and saw it into grade stakes. They get like, I think even wholesale, I think they get $1 a piece for them around here. So that would be a good way to up your profit level. Instead of selling that 4-foot stick for firewood, saw it out, make some grade stakes. I think you got to get one of those. I'd have to find one, but they have those pencil sharpeners there to stick the grade stakes in. I'm not even sure where to go buy one, but I'm sure I could find one if I went and looked around online, or there could be somebody in the area that has one. I'll have to look around, because that sounds kind of a neat way of making a few extra bucks. But anyway, it's enough of that. I think of weird stuff all the time. Let's get this thing sawed, and we'll call it a wrap after that, I think. Well, there, that saved us some money today. We must have got close to 40 2x4s done, and boy, if you had to go to Lowe's or one of them home improvement places and buy those, they got to be at least a $10 bill a piece.
That wouldn't
for them
surprise me.
2x to go buy them in a store. So I mean, there's $300-400 worth right there, and we didn't saw all day. I mean,
no,
we only sawed 3 logs. It probably took us what, maybe 3 hours, maybe. But that was a lot of breaks going in, feeding the wood stove and whatnot. And
the usual,
had to warm up Princess here, so. But you don't have to start out with a wood miser, you guys. I mean, these things they're the top of the mark. I mean, they're the best mill you can get, hands down. I don't think anybody would ever disagree with that. I didn't start with one of these. I mean, I had a cheaper one before in the past. So another one that comes to mind is like a wood mill. What are those things called?
Woodland mills.
Woodland mills, the green ones. Yeah, I've used one of those before, and I actually went and ran one and looked at it before we ordered and bought this. Because you can get one of those delivered to your door, I think, for like $4 grand. They come in a box and you just put it together. They saw accurate lumber, guys. Don't get me wrong. They do. They work great. If you're not going to saw a lot of lumber, that's the ticket for your money spent. It's a great mill.
Yeah.
They're just not super rugged, I don't think. I mean, the channel going down the side that the carriage rides on, it's a piece of angle iron. I mean, really, where this is, I think that's a piece of 8-inch square tubing that the angle iron kind of sits on these. I mean, these are rugged. They will last you a lifetime. And they're going to pay for themselves quick. Real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
I mean, even a woodland mill is going to pay for itself. I mean,
you figure if we did what we did today, if we spent a whole day sawing lumber, we could easily saw $1,000 worth of lumber in a day.
Yeah, I mean, in 2-3 weeks' time, you can pay for one of these mills if you have the logs. I mean, and lumber isn't the only money you get out of it. Behind me over here is all the slabs. I mean, just from that one log. I mean, how many bundles of camp wood are right there?
That's just from the last log, but yeah, I mean,
there's 10 bundles of wood right there. That's $40.
Yeah.
Times 3 bundles. Say we got $100 worth of bundles out of it.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the sawmill. There's no waste. I mean, you use every part of that log.
Even the sawdust, you guys.
Yeah.
We don't chase that market, but it's $25, $35 a yard for sawdust around here. But you got to have a dry building to store it in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to kind of dry the sawdust, blow it around to get some of the moisture out. And
yeah, we don't have that kind of time.
No, I don't play with that.
But it's an opportunity. It's still, you can use every bit of it.
There is nothing to waste when you're making lumber, sawing logs with one of these. They're just all around. They are a great unit. And like we said in the beginning, it's right up there with the best money we've ever spent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I can honestly say we've had it for just about a year, and it is already more than paid for itself.
Yep.
Granted, we get the logs for nothing.
Well, that's why.
But,
that's
right.
You know, that
was the biggest reason for getting this.
Exactly,
just because of that.
Because we knew that it was going to pay for itself.
Making the pallets and all the other stuff, and runners, and all the other things we do at the house, and up to camp, and working on building the kiln out.
Yep.
There's so many things we use this lumber for, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't really have much else. I got to go get rid of the slabs, put them in the pile so that we'll be able to get at those to make bundles.
It's not 6 o'clock yet, but Phil's gonna stay and get the kiln up to speed best he can, and he'll give you that clip after this and show you how we're making out.
Still like 3 hours away before I pull those numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll really stoke it to it. See if we can get it right up there.
Get the best result we can.
Yeah.
The best result. Yeah, it does seem to be getting a little better each day.
It is. It's getting better every day by a few degrees. I haven't videoed the last 3 or 4 days, but I have been writing it down, so I know what the numbers are, and maybe I'll tell them that when I do that after we get done yakking. All right, the sun is going down, and I got to clean up sawdust and blow this thing out. And there was a plus though, that this not having lubrication, that worked.
Yeah, it worked well.
The pine logs, I did notice at the end they were starting to pitch up the blades, so it probably should have had some for the pine logs. But
well, you know, this blade is pretty much ready to be replaced. So
yeah, that needs to be
best time to try it out. But that does work in the cold.
Yep,
it's good.
It does. It works. So yeah,
cool. We're done.
We're done. All right.
Appreciate you watching, guys, and
we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Have fun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Well, Karen went home, and I stuck around here for, I don't know, it's probably been a couple hours, and been putting the wood right to the stove. I'm telling you, that thing is cherry red. Trying to get this thing up, but the last couple days it's been gaining ground because we've been right after it, trying to keep the wood in there. I think a couple days ago we hit like 93 degrees, And the humidity's been running in the low 50s in there. And I think yesterday I'd gotten it up to like 95 or 96 degrees is what it was at. And the humidity was right there at like 50%. So I just noticed that the numbers went up on this, so we'll check it out real quick. Look at that. 101 degrees, boys. 100.1. I think is what that is. And humidity's down to 47. So that's not too bad. I'm kind of liking that. It's getting there. I think we need to be up around 130 degrees to technically call it kiln dried, but hey, we can only do so much with what we got, right? So, all right, you guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.